Deep in the heart of the Whispering Woods lived a kind and strong bear named Bruno. He was loved by all the animals because he always helped others and shared his food. Bruno had one big dream to collect the sweetest honeycomb in the entire forest. He had spent months gathering little bits of honey, and finally, he had the biggest and most golden honeycomb anyone had ever seen. One day, Bruno placed his prized honeycomb on a rock near the river while he went to help an old turtle cross the stream. But when he returned, the honeycomb was gone. The search begins. Bruno's heart sank. He looked around, but saw no sign of it. Who could have taken it? He wondered. He decided to ask his friends. First, he went to Felix the fox. Felix, did you see my honeycomb? Felix shook his head. No, Bruno, but I did see Rocky the raccoon running past here with something shiny. Bruno thanked Felix and rushed to find Rocky. When he found him, Rocky was munching on a small piece of honey. The accusation, Bruno growled. Rocky, did you take my honeycomb? Rocky's eyes widened. No, Bruno. I found this piece of honey near the river, but I didn't take your honeycomb. Bruno was frustrated. He didn't want to falsely accuse his friend, so he kept looking. The wise owl's advice. As night fell, Bruno sat under the old oak tree, feeling sad. Just then, Olivia the owl landed beside him. What's troubling you, Bruno? She asked. Bruno sighed. My honeycomb is missing. I searched everywhere, but I still don't know who took it. Olivia thought for a moment. Maybe the one who took it needed it more than you did. Bruno frowned. But it was mine. I worked hard for it. Olivia nodded. True, but kindness always comes back to us in ways we don't expect. Bruno decided to keep searching, but with a calm heart. The surprising discovery. The next morning, as Bruno walked past a hollow tree, he heard soft cries. He peeked inside and saw a tiny bear cub named Benji, shivering with fear. Bruno gently asked, Benji, what's wrong? Benji hesitated before whispering, I took your honeycomb. I was so hungry, and my mom is sick. I didn't know what else to do. I'm sorry, Bruno. Bruno looked at the cub, his anger melting away. He remembered Olivia's words. Without another thought, he hugged Benji and said, It's okay, little one. Next time, just ask. I would have shared with you. Benji wiped his tears and nodded. I promise. The reward of kindness. Bruno didn't just forgive Benji, he also brought food to his sick mother and promised to help them whenever they needed. In return, the forest animals, touched by his kindness, worked together to collect even more honey for Bruno. Bruno learned that true wealth isn't in what we own, but in the kindness we share. And from that day on, he became the most loved bear in the entire forest. Moral of the story: kindness and forgiveness bring greater rewards than holding on to anger and possessions.